But it makes me think I had a woman that was expressing how bad she wanted to be a mother.
Hmm.
And she was just saying, I've always, my life dream was I wanted to be a mother. And because I was saved and I didn't have a husband, I was so devastated to know that me being a mother was out of the.
Oh man.
Well, I was just, and led me to think like, what about those women that desires to be pregnant and carry a baby and to become a mother, but
Hmm.
she's married to the word, and because she doesn't have a husband, she could never be a mother?
Millennial minded. The millennial minded. Millennial minded. The millennial minded.
Welcome to the Millennial Minded Podcast with Marquise and Gia. This is episode 16. This is
Yeah.
our first episode for 2021.
Yes, it is. Yes,
We
it
are
is.
excited to be back. We've been off for about 4 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
How you feel being back?
I feel good. I'm in a new year. Lord allow us to make it to a new year.
Yes.
New beginnings, new job, new everything right now. So
A whole bunch of newness going on.
Yeah. So I'm happy and blessed to be here and to be doing a podcast with you once again.
Yes. So
Go ahead.
I am also happy to be here. This was a long awaited. If you guys want to know where we've been last month, we could just go ahead and say me and Marquise broke up. We got a divorce last month. I filed the papers. I was taking them to the courts.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Spirit of the Lord spoke to me and said, give him another chance. Well, he actually had to give me another chance. Because I terrorized Marquise about a month ago. So you haven't seen us because we've been in the spirit of reconciliation.
Yes. All that we talked about the last couple of episodes,
We're drowning.
we went through it together. It's like we spoke about it before it happened. We went through it. We had our little kerfuffle, as the word, I guess, and but we made it through. She laid me out. But
No, listen.
we both had a
Listen.
Yeah, we both. Yeah.
Minister Malcolm came through last month. Minister Malcolm gave me something I ain't never got in my entire life from him, and it took me back a little bit. So I had to reevaluate how I approach anything concerning Mr. Malcolm going forward. So episode 12 to 15, all of y'all comments, thank y'all, but that don't mean the hill of beans. Because we surely fought like a cat and dog, but
Yeah.
family fight.
Yes.
We kind of got through it.
Yeah,
we
we
had a
did.
little disagreement, but we
Right.
bounced back.
We did.
It's
We
good to
certainly
be
did.
back. I
Mhm.
wouldn't do this with anybody else anyway.
You were offered, weren't you?
I was.
She was offered to do the pod. Again, I always told her take the bag, but she stayed loyal and said, "Nope, I ain't doing it." Even though we had creative differences.
No, yeah.
We,
Girl from my school,
yeah.
from King University, was like, well, let's do it. And let's see. I said, listen, your name ain't Marquise.
Mhm.
No, sis, we ain't doing this. But we're back.
We're back. We are back, and better than ever.
Better than ever. And 2021 started off with a bang.
Yes, it did. Yes, it
Literally. Started off with a bang. So we have so much to catch up on in 2021. I mean, y'all been hearing everything that's been happening, but we're going to give, I guess, our perspectives and our thoughts on everything from the insurrection at the Capitol to
Yeah.
what happened yesterday and today, as we heard that Larry King.
Larry King passed away. I think he's 87 years old, and he's done a lot for television. A lot of interviews. He is like a huge figure. So thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball, Hank Aaron passed away. He was like one of the top home run people.
Okay.
Came from the Negro League. Integrated with MLB, Major League Baseball, and was like a dominant figure in baseball. And he just passed away.
So rest in peace to him.
Yeah. What else? You got the riot. I don't know. What were you thinking? Right? I guess would be my first question. Why?
So January 6th.
So we know if that were us out there, we would not make it to the front door. Like we would have been shot or something. Something would have happened to us if that was us going into break into the Capitol.
Yes.
President or former President Trump.
That just ministered to me. Former President Trump.
President Trump. I forgot what he said, but
he wanted to stop the vote, stop the count.
Yeah.
So that's.
Do you feel like he incited the riot though? Because I think he said do something peacefully, if I'm not mistaken.
He did.
Okay.
He said we're gonna march down peacefully to stop, but they had zip ties and they already had gas cans, so it wasn't anything peaceful to start off with. I don't think he knew it would take the turn that it took.
Yeah, yeah.
But
so do you think he deserves the blame for that?
He put the battery in his back. He's the leader of the free world, and I'm kind of. I feel indifferent about people calling them terrorists, and they were extremists. Okay. They were extremists because they wasn't going to kill anybody. They was technically thinking I'm a white man and this is my country and I have the right to storm the country. Exactly. Yeah. So it was more of extremist activities more than terroristic activities in my case point. But
people did die.
They did.
And
but they getting slaps on the wrist.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, wow. Somebody got like house arrest. Like how you giving these people house arrest? You do the FBI doing everything they can to get them all up for the judges to now give them house arrest until June. Is that fair?
That's not fair.
But this is their country.
Yeah. I know the Army vet died from this riot lady that was a veteran, and I'm like. People at my former job is, they're saying when Black Lives Matter was happening, and the looting and the burning and all that, we were silent. We didn't say anything then. So let them go ahead and do what they're doing now. And so what that, people got shot or whatever the case is. Like, people in Black Lives protest, people got shot, cops got shot. And I guess they're trying to say it's an eye for an eye, so we shouldn't be tripping over it. And my thing is, I know you and I were never for looting and burning, anything like that. I said we understood why.
Yeah.
Because of injustice, but we don't agree with looting, shooting, anything like that, any violence. But I'm just saying, if that was us storming that Capitol, man, we would not be here today.
Just think about what the difference of the looting and the rioting. Like when the Black Lives Matter protest started, they were like, I don't agree with it, but it was like CVS and Target, not the nation's capital. Let's be clear. So now you get the big divide.
I didn't think of that. Yes.
And I can say this because I am an African American woman and my ancestors are who they are. I don't really hold any. My heart doesn't pull for the assault on the Capitol because it was built by slaves in the first place.
True.
So
word up, yeah.
However they decided to destroy that building. I don't have any significant. I understand that it's our nation's capital, but it was built on the backs of my ancestors. So what they do to the building doesn't mean anything to me. The fact that people were harmed and stuff like that, and it
made us look like a third world country.
It did, and third world countries wouldn't even have that. You can't do that at North Korea.
Yeah.
First of all, you take a foot from South Korea, if your toe hit the line of North Korea, they automatically killing you. They don't play that. You could not have done that in any other country and got those same results. I don't think any other real patriot would want to do that unless there was a big insurgence and fraud in the government, which these people thought that they were. But
so that was a tragic event to see this riot happen on our soil, on American soil. And I feel like it's all because one person just doesn't want to leave. Like, he's just a sore loser at the end of the day. And he didn't even show up for the inauguration, right?
No.
He just mentioned a generous letter. I guess that was good. But every other president, they stay, they they greet the person, the new president. They help him out. They like have some respect or whatever
Yeah.
like that.
I don't think he could have showed his face personally. I think it's good that he tucked his tail and left because in front of all of those significant people, those powerful people that you're supposed to be on the same field, you are now considered like the lowest of the low in your presidency because of what happened.
2 impeachments.
So
And
I
that
see.
makes history, right? 2
Yeah.
impeachments for one
So I
president.
can see why he got on a plane with his wife and left. Like I wouldn't want to show my face there either.
You think he's gonna be prosecuted?
I don't think he's going to be prosecuted.
What do you think about the pardons he did?
Well, were they significant? Drug charges and like nobody that was like a murderer like got pardoned. But were the sentences even fair to begin with? So how you pardoning people and they didn't have fair sentences in the first place?
He pardoned some of his people that was
some of
his people that whatever, colluding, whatever the charges were. I didn't think nothing of it either. Those pardons, I didn't care for it. Lil Wayne and whoever else, Kodak
Black, that has a sexual assault charge. He was pardoned. I mean, he one of us, but justice is justice. I mean, it's just the law is the law. If we're going to keep it, you keep the law for everybody. You pardon him because what? He came out and spoke about, pro-Trump in 2019, and
I mean, I guess that's who you support.
It was a president of popularity.
But we're glad he's gone.
I am glad
he's gone, and we're going to hopefully give President Biden a chance. And congratulations to him, President Biden, and Kamala Harris, right?
Yes.
The first black vice president
to
be in that White House. That is pretty amazing for us.
Our VP looks like me.
Yeah. So that was dope to see her in there.
What you think about the inauguration?
I'm sorry, I was working.
You ain't watch it?
I didn't watch it. I did not.
You ain't see J-Lo singing and Lady Gaga singing?
I heard J-Lo wasn't the best.
Oh.
I heard just she wasn't that good. And I heard the poet. There was a poet.
Oh, yes.
I really tore it up.
Amanda. Yeah, she was really good. She was really good. And they said she had like some trinkets or like some memorabilia from Maya Angelou that was given to her. Maya Angelou. Her ring and like a dove or some type of earrings or something that Oprah gave to her. Like she was really good. I liked the speech. If you didn't watch it, I paid attention to the speech
that Biden gave.
It was like 23 minutes and it was really like unified. Like we are so divided. Let's come together and we're going to be held accountable for what we do together going forward. No more red against blue. No more rural against city. I'm the president for everybody. And I like
that's what we need to come together.
Yeah, like it gave so much hope. Now we know he didn't write it. Those are speech writers. But it did give so much hope. He didn't really put an action plan in his inauguration speech, but like he got to work soon as it was over.
Yeah. I saw that. Signed some executive.
50,000 people lost their jobs the day he signed because of the Keystone contract with Canada. You remember when we talked about
the pipelines?
The pipelines. So
but that's okay. It's not going through like native land.
Yes.
Okay. But because he signed that, they lost their jobs.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They got unemployment benefits.
They do.
Unemployment benefits is a lot of Americans have them and they are not going without too much. So they didn't lose everything, but they will have to find other means of work because he stopped that contract automatically.
I think that's the right thing. I mean, sorry to people that lost their jobs. That's not easy to go through. I know what that's like to be for the first time to be on unemployment.
Yeah,
that's not easy. But I don't think you should have been going through other people's land, native spiritual land, to send. I guess it's oil,
industrial, all of that materials through to get to Canada. So
I think I did the right thing.
Canadians feel some type of way about it as well. But we have to make hard choices, and it will not benefit everybody, but
Right.
will it be the right choice
I
at the
think
end
that
of the
is
day?
morally the right choice that
I
he
like
did.
what he said when he got in there. He was like, if I see disrespect from anybody, y'all getting fired on the spot. I was like, there we
Really?
go. He like, we're not going to be in here talking down to each other, cursing people out. I'm paraphrasing, but
Yeah.
I'm assuming Kamala had a conversation with him like, Joe, we ain't having this.
My
Let
man,
them
come
know
here. Let me
now.
holler at you.
Let them know now. We ain't in here fighting now.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that he did that. It was like, I'm not going to tolerate disrespect. And the people that were not really producing under Trump, or they were counter producing to where it was more negative, he was like, I don't want to fire you. I want to give you the option to resign.
Oh, wow.
So it was like under President Biden's suggestion, the general resigned and this one resigned, and he putting people. I like that he putting people in there that's really diverse.
Okay, I agree. We need diversity in the White House. I agree.
I mean, white, black, transgender.
Yeah.
He opening up the door for what America actually looks like.
Yes,
So I'm not mad at that.
Yes. That's dope. So let's give them a chance. Let's see what happens. Hopefully, the country can come together and not stay divided, as this great divide has been going on for the past, I say, 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens. We're gonna get into some comments.
We can.
Let's get into some comments.
So last episode we left off on episode 15, and that was like a trilogy that we did with the confrontation,
communication versus confrontation. Yeah,
communication versus confrontation.
Listen, this is all right. This is one episode that before that, I think episode 14
Mm-hmm.
that Rachel had put out there. She said, another thing I really love about you guys is that it comes across in every episode how much you love and care about each other. I wish I had cousins that I could have arguments with the way you guys argue. Heck, I wish my sisters and I can get to that level. It's my favorite thing about this podcast. But then she goes into the church stuff. I don't know. Remember we talked about your what you went through.
All of those experiences.
Yes. She said, okay, let me tell you something about women in church because I have a lot to say.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
First of all, growing up in the church, we were taught two things. Either you are called to be a strong, independent missionary who will not get married and should plan on living out your days married to the word, or you better learn to shut up and be submissive so you can find a husband.
Ooh, come on, Minister Rachel. Go ahead.
She said, lies. Life doesn't work that way. God doesn't make you the way you are as a woman and expect you to change based on the desire he gives you. And secondly, we as women in the church have got to be sisters. You prayed and fasted with these women. Why did not one of those ladies behind you stop this minister and say, hold on, you got the wrong girl? We don't live together as believers in each other's lives the way we should be. We don't build each other up and we don't defend each other. And when we finally do, all the other women in the church back up like a bad 80s movie.
Oh.
Yo, hold on, she got loud. So far, I have to agree with everything she said so far. We don't come together. Oh, I guess the ladies, well, men too, we don't come together. Someone should have said, hey, stop. That's not right. That's not whatever. Someone should have stood up for you, I think. As a believer and a woman myself, and someone who doesn't trust a lot of the church these days, we need to call on one each other now to make these changes. We need to band together and pray for one another to stop gossiping and assuming we know. And we need to question. We need to question when someone says something crazy, even if they claim it's in the name of Jesus, especially then. Yes. And we need to protect our younger sisters in the Lord. And then she apologized for her small rant, but I have to. First of all, what she said about us, how I remember her sharing with me, like, she doesn't have the greatest relationship with some of her family members, and she wishes, like, the way we do stuff on camera and stuff, she wishes she had that with her sisters or cousins. So thank you for that, Rachel.
Thank you.
That part about be submissive. Wait, married to the word. Ooh. So it's either like you can't get married. I forgot what her religion is or where she grew up. I think she grew up Jewish. I think she's a Christian. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think she's Christian though. but it's either submit to your husband or just don't get married.
Submit to the word.
Yeah.
Either or.
How do you teach someone that?
I don't know, but it makes me think. I had a woman that was expressing how bad she wanted to be a mother. Mm-hmm. And she was just saying, my life dream was I wanted to be a mother. And because I was saved and I didn't have a husband, I was so devastated to know that me being a mother was out of the.
Oh man.
Well, I was just, and led me to think, like, what about those women that desires to be pregnant and carry a baby and to become a mother, but she's married to the word, and because she doesn't have a husband, she could never be a mother? That made me think. Because she doesn't have a husband, she could never be a mother. And then she went into, but I chose to adopt. But what if you really want to carry your own child? And I know people will give us the scripture, oh, trust God and believe in God and wait on God. But, she was like, I was getting up there and it didn't happen for me. So I just canceled out me ever being able to be a mother. And it made me think.
Yeah, that makes me think too. Like, do you go against God's word?
Mm-hmm. Or do we sit back and have people preach over us and look at our word where it tells us to trust God no matter what, and just know that this wasn't in his will for you? It wasn't in his will for you to be anybody's mother because you didn't meet a husband. You're not married. So I was taken aback. That's I can't lie.
That is tough. I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. I guess the answer. Let me not say. I guess the answer. I would assume that, man.
You take matters into your own hands and have your own baby and still love on the Lord for the rest of your life. I wouldn't suggest. You do what's best for you. That ain't nowhere near in scripture. I'm just saying, you do what's best, because I can't imagine wanting something like that so bad to where it's just like, if this didn't happen for you, just continue to love the Lord and serve him with all your heart and all your might and trust in him. But just know that there wasn't for some things is not for us. Some people will never get married. Some people will never be millionaires. Some people will never drive have a 6-figure income. But like things that having a child and becoming a mother, or how do we minister to people like that?
I don't know. I don't know. You can only just encourage them. I don't think I would tell them, hey, go ahead and do you. And God's gonna forgive you.
I would.
You would.
I sure would. Everybody else being forgiven. There's no sin they can't be forgiven.
Which is true. There isn't.
And he know the heart by what you did it. He knew that you just wanted, like, you wasn't going after nobody's husband, sis. Right. You was okay. You just really wanted to carry and mother a child. So he understood that. He gonna just like he blessed.
But then I wouldn't. But then we're encouraging the person to go against God's word.
Well, what do? We don't know what to do, but it made me think.
It makes me think
something to think about.
Let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know what you think. Like, someone wants to be a mother, doesn't get married, whatever the case, doesn't find a husband, and up there in age, and does she give up on that dream that she's always had or desired?
Or you're going to tell her to take $100,000 out of her 401k plan to get in vitro. Like, just there's different things that people, when I had this conversation with somebody else, it was like, oh, well, she could have got in vitro. She could have adopted. She did, but she just, she wanted to carry and feel what it's like to be pregnant and go through all of that. The things that normal women, experience and feel. She wanted that.
Wait a minute. What about, is this, I don't know if this is a sin or not. And I don't even know what that word is. You just said in vitro.
In vitro.
But
when you freeze your eggs and
okay. I was going to say, what about going to sperm bank and being inserted?
That was an option too.
Is that wrong? I don't know. Is that wrong? Is that sin? Is that?
I don't know if it's wrong. She wants to be a mother. The sin is having sex while not being married.
So is that an option?
It is an option. But where is it coming from? Where them spirits coming from? Well, you technically don't know anybody really like the historical context of that person, but he just walked out the street from and needed 15. Lord. Exactly. They known for being in there. Honey, you just walked past the corner store. Your baby father sitting right at the corner store because you went into a sperm bank.
I don't know. Okay.
But that's neither here nor there. But let us know. How do we tackle some of those questions like that?
Okay, so now episode 15. Girlfriend. I think the question was about girlfriend having a male best friend.
Okay.
That's where we left off. Some comments were, if my girlfriend had a best friend that was a guy. What? I would literally move so she can come with me and lose contact with the guy.
What insecure man wrote that?
I'm not going to say the name. I appreciate thank you for commenting. We appreciate the comment.
So you need to find yourself and find who you are in the Lord and find who you are in life. You ain't got to move because she got a male friend. He is not that much of a threat.
Whenever you put the caveat, it could lead to another situation. In a totally hypothetical scenario, you always show some level of insecurity and distrust. Okay.
When you have when your significant other has a opposite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I forgot your stance was you don't mind if they hang out, go to the movies.
No. I wouldn't mind. I'm saying that now. It depends. My feelings fluctuate like the wind. Today I won't mind. Tomorrow it'll be an issue. You ain't going to no darn movies. You can invite her over here to watch movies. You ain't leaving out this house going to no.
I don't think you should. I don't think you should mix that. I don't think you should be insecure or distressed about it about the relationship, especially if they haven't given you any reason to feel that way.
But if it's not, what if it's not a best friend? Like you meet somebody, you get married, and I say, Marquise, I'm going to the mall. Meet me at the mall. Is that something you would have to really, like my cousin is at the mall, like, and I tell him, leave your wife home. I said Marquise and Marquise only. Leave that heifer where she at. And he tell her, well, Gia at the mall or Gia at PF Chang's or something, and she told me to meet because I'm in the area. Would that be like...
We're family. No, that should be fine.
You think because it's family, there's a difference? A friend is a friend.
Wait, let me make sure I understand. You're saying if you're married or I'm married?
You are. Or it could be you
and you
saying
told
it
me
to
to come meet you at PF Chang's.
I'm in the area. Meet me at PF Chang's.
Yeah, she wouldn't have a problem with that. You're my cousin.
Yeah, but if a jealous person is a jealous person, period. So whether
I shared that story with my sister, like when I went to Minnesota.
If they have those issues, it doesn't matter who it comes from. It doesn't matter that you've been friends with somebody since high school and y'all legitimate, she a real cool girl and y'all been friends for 15 years. Here come your wife with her nonsense and she insecure and she would have an issue with her. She would have an issue with me. She'll have an issue with anybody because that's just in her.
Then that's something we definitely have to work through. Yeah, because that's not rational.
No,
not for family. Not for
family or friends. There's some people that had friends that they are closer to as friends that has held them down. And like when me and my family didn't speak or nothing, I had this close friend and I can always go to this guy or this girl, and now I'm not in love with them. And then you find your significant other that you are in love with, and now you have to really explain all like that certain things. If they come complete, if they come whole into your life, I really believe they need to accept your friends, your family, your kids, whoever is in. When you accept a person, you accept all of them.
You create the cow and the calf.
You create boundaries. Yes, there's nothing disrespectful with that would raise a red flag, but you can't just cut people off of his life or her life because you done walked in, because the chances of you leaving quicker than they are. His kids and his mama and his cousin ain't going nowhere.
That's true.
But
That's true.
you can go, because I'll
long
tell
as-
Marquise in a minute, your wife can't come.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would, depending on my mood. Let Marquise tell me my husband can't come. Who the heck you talking to? My husband coming. And I may have y'all dressed in matching outfits. My husband coming.
I think, yeah, as long as the situation is explained and everything's cool, we know what's up, truth, everything's out on the table.
Yeah.
Accept it. Yeah, it's cool. I agree with you on that. But I don't know if they should be hanging out, going out. That's my thing. They should be going to movies.
He's thinking of a man's perspective. Your significant other cannot go out to the movies with a male friend.
I'm not saying they can't. I don't even think they would want to. One, I've had those conversations. It's not something that they actually agree. Like, no, you're not going. No need to be going out with your girl best friend or whatever the case may be to the movies. Yeah, I just don't think you should mix. I think that's a boundary that
you shouldn't cross.
You shouldn't. Yeah, just leave it like that. But y'all still cool. Y'all talk, whatever the case may be, rap, whatever. That's cool.
No,
but
okay.
No. There's an event.
Marquise ain't having
Come on, we can invite me. We're all going. We hang out. That's cool.
Yeah,
we could chop it up. That's cool.
I like a whole event, like couples things, and I really don't care for couples things. That's so overrated.
I don't think I would want that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I always felt like it's a competition.
Yeah.
Have you done double dating before?
No, never.
They don't do it.
You know, sometimes I want the attention just to be on me. Oh, his wife joke was really that funny now? She was really that funny? Petty as heck.
Yeah.
Because then he'll find something in her that you're not like, oh, Gia, you see how, she let him talk? Gia, you see how she didn't cut him off? Yeah. And I'm looking at her like, oh, you
would
playing.
Trigger most anybody, right? Like, you shouldn't be comparing.
Exactly.
You shouldn't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to your partner, comparing what the other one did or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it turns to.
Yeah.
I guess amateurs, but pros is just like we getting together, we hanging out. Yeah. That's already established friendships. So yeah.
Let me see. See, I don't remember the context to read some of these comments. Sean put, a lot of times we confuse honoring our church leaders with putting them on a pedestal or kinging them. While we must show love and respect for their position in the church, they are just people who are used by God. We don't diminish the calling on their lives, but we don't have to kiss their butts and become doormats to their egos. They are flawed humans who make mistakes too. They can be corrupted by attention they receive, and instead of not allowing people to put them on the pedestal, they just let it be. Have to agree with that too.
I agree.
They're just human beings. They put their pants on the same way you do. And
one foot at a time.
One foot at a time, and don't put them on a pedestal. Put God on the pedestal, and make sure what they're showing and teaching is lining up with that, with the Word of God, and that the fruits speak of the fruits of the Holy Spirit. And
I don't want to be really common with my leaders either. Because I think one of the reasons why me and Marquise fought last month is because I made him a little bit too common. And he was like, oh, you think I'm here? I'm actually here. Who you talking to? So some people you can't really make too common. So I understand why we give them a certain amount of respect and we give them certain honors. And, as we are underneath them, aren't we supposed to do that? Of course, not putting them on a pedestal, but recognizing their office.
All right, am I being too much? Like, when the pastor or leader walks in, do you feel like you need to stand up for them? Like, at the church I go to, we don't do that.
The church I go to, we do. And it's just out of habitat. Out of habit. Yeah. I see everybody stand up, so I stand up too.
What about the former church?
No.
Did not, right?
We did not.
Yeah, so I don't know if, like, I'm not trying to be difficult or anything, but, like, I don't feel like, yes, they're the leader, they're the pastor, They're the shepherd of that house, and we definitely want to respect them.
When the king walk in the courts, do we stand? Did they stand?
Yeah.
When the president walk into the building, do they
You
stand?
Now, this is
But that's out of respect. So some
like I'm
things
saying-
is just like out of respect and not like out of, you're higher than me. But it's just like,
doesn't it seem like that? Like I feel like we're reverencing the king and his kingship, reverencing the presidency.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to reverence the spiritual leader?
I think so.
I think so.
I wouldn't have an issue with that. But he the only one I'm standing for. He or she is the only one I'm standing for. Okay. Unless they tell me to stand up, I'm not. Mm-hmm. Because if that's the case, we are all God's children, to be honest. Yeah. So, when we all significant.
So why didn't you in the older church do it?
He didn't require it.
Okay.
He never asked for us.
Yeah. Does he sit up in the front?
Yeah, but not at the pulpit. He sit on the side and the chair to the side. Yeah. But it's different. Different times and different ages and different leaders. So I understand that as well. Mm-hmm. I'm past what they do at. My point is like, why am I here? What am I doing? Like, I don't want to follow a whole bunch of lost people. And then I don't want to be combative to everything that I see that is not common to me either. So I'm like kind of feel my way into anything with ministry. So I just, some things we just, like when you get a new job, this is how things go. And when we hear we do it this way. Okay. Yeah. So.
Okay. Like I said, I don't want to be difficult, but I always found that weird, in my humble opinion. But we did it. I certainly did it for all my church years, whatever like that. Because I think that was just what you do. But let me see what other comments we got. That keeping receipts is a slippery slope. True forgiveness allows us to move forward with that person as if it did not happen.
Marquise, did last month happen?
No.
He lying. You better tell the truth. Last month did not happen.
Well, hold on. He says, I'm not saying we have to forget what happened. And of course, we use wisdom. But whenever we go back to remember when you did, you could potentially reopen wounds.
So Marquise ain't going to ever bring up the fact. I don't ever want to hear what I said to him last month.
You won't.
It's in the sea of forgetfulness?
Yes. I'm not forgetting.
No. Jesus said put it in the sea of forgetfulness.
Okay.
Well, okay. Jesus put it in the sea of forgetfulness. He didn't say, but he said 70 times 7.
All is forgiven.
Tell a man ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, all is forgiven. And I won't forget, but
of course he won't forget. He ain't gonna allow me to forget. He gonna make me remember. You ain't ever, as long as you live, don't you ever. But I respect that, because if he had done it to me, honey, if he had, now I put myself in his shoes. If he had done it to me,
you would have laid me,
honey, I'd have been at his house with no shoes on, my bra straps half tacked in the back, my wig off, and a set of keys in my hand, locked and loaded. Yeah. Did I say no shoes on? I wouldn't even put my shoes on. How fast I would have came to his house had he done it to me.
Now listen, if we scrapped, right? You think you would? If you and me got into
I would never physically assault anyone.
Oh, that's a lie.
Listen, Marquise read me so good. I said, listen, it may be a couple of days before I could be around him, because I feel like he might slap the piss out of me. Let me bring my son with me when I go around Marquise, just in case. He said, come here. What you say to me on that?
Never.
That's the kind of energy he gave me. And I was like, ooh, okay now. All right. He got me straight.
In love.
In love. It wasn't in love initially.
Even your son was on my side, wasn't he?
Yeah. Everybody was on his side, honey.
We worked through it though. We good. We here. Millennial Minded Podcast is here. We're back. Marquise and Gia.
Millennial Minded. We got to get our tempers under control. Yes. We have to get. That's something we're gonna continue to work on.
For the rest of our lives. I also feel like I've noticed because not just. You just like at work, just people I've dealt with that I've been passive all my life. But now you're getting this assertive dude.
You're getting this work,
and it's like they can't take it. I understand because you're used to someone being. So when I did it at work,
but you've never been a walkover. So it was just like when he responded the way he responded. But I
wouldn't respond usually. I would let that pass over.
Oh, you would have. Oh, okay.
I mean, I show up to the Christmas dinner next year or something. I would be a clown about it. I'll be passive aggressive about it. So I would never respond to that. I would just brush it off and take it in. Not that now
you ain't taking it. I don't blame you.
But it feels better. Like I learned it from my cousins. I learned it from my mother. I learned it from.
But I told you 4 episodes ago.
What?
You saved that for your missus. I don't want nothing that I told you reflected back on me. I told you to speak your mind, but I ain't say speak it to me. Don't let nobody disrespect you, but you let me disrespect you when I want to, right? The hypocrisy, Gia.
Oh, man. It all worked out.
It did.
It did. I say it all worked out.
So for everybody that's been reaching out to us and asking us where we at, we had to work through some things because when we bring our content and we bring our personalities in front of you, we want it to be as authentic and genuine as possible. Yes. If we bring in anything superficial, it's so many podcasts y'all can look at and so many other so much other content out there that y'all can look for that. So we had to work it out, and like I really had to do some things because I was like, when I look back at what I said to him, I was like, that wasn't me. I ain't say that. What type of spirit was that? That ain't me. And it was like, no, Gia, that was you. Oh, yeah, Miss Holiness, okay. Miss I love the Lord, honey. Okay. You was dealing with a spirit that day.
It's okay.
And it was just like, so when you reflect on, the person your ideal person and a person that you actually are, they're two different people. So again, here go Gia. I thought I was here.
I said some stuff too. I'm not. It wasn't just Gia, but I was. I did respond. So it was response, but it wasn't. It could have been better. We could have all did better. But that initial reaction, I'm still working. Yeah, that perception. Right.
And we said the episode before that, don't send Marquise. I said send a text. Marquise said, don't send it if you're mad.
Oh, shoot.
Marquise said, nope, don't send it if you're mad. And I said, well, I'll send a message saying, well, this is why I'm mad. Let's meet. That went out the window. Episode 12 to 15, y'all can go ahead and cancel everything we said. Those were idealistic responses. That wasn't realistic.
That we're all working to. We're all working towards that.
Because by episode 16, honey, everything that we talked about.
For real, it was like prophecy. Like
it came out.
It came, yeah. It surely did. But it's okay. We're working towards that. We're going to take the time next time. Make sure we're good. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Or call whatever the case may be. And work through it. Assertively and as adults. So I think that's all we got for today.
Yeah. Right? Short and to the point. It's the new year and we just wanted to catch up on what's been happening. We will be continuing our series. Please let us know again if you have any suggestions of any topics that you want us to cover. Continue to leave us comments because we do go back to those. Some of those I couldn't even read some of those comments from last episode because I was like, "Oh Lord, I done cursed them out," and these people thinking that we just all lovey-dovey.
That's what
So the
family
comments,
does. That's what family
yeah,
does.
the
It's okay.
comments is able to pull us in and give us different perspectives and give us different ideas and I guess different approaches to the things that we talk about.
Yep. We'll have some other topics to go into next week. Yeah, we have some.
Yeah,
some
like
other
what's
topics.
what's y'all goals for 2021? Is it like a new year, new me kind of thing?
No, they don't
I
work.
feel like
They
I'm gonna
don't
do
work.
a new year,
Don't
new
do
me.
it. You're gonna fail. You're going to fail.
New year, new me.
Psychologists say when you start saying, new year or new resolution or whatever the case may be, you release a dopamine, a feeling in your mind that you accomplished
Can
that
you
thing,
let me live?
and you don't do it. Just go ahead and do it. Matter of fact, do what you said you was going to do 2 years ago. Go back and do that first before you start making a new year, new resolution, whatever. Don't even do it. Finish what you started 2 years ago. I know I have those that I haven't done.
Okay.
I'm speaking to myself, so I didn't even do no new year, new me, because it's all whoosh.
I'm feeling a little bit of newness. I got a little friend that I've been So I'm a keep.
Is he a musician?
Year. No, he's not a musician.
That's the first step.
He ain't no Christian either.
Uh-oh.
So listen, I told God what I wanted. He ain't sent none of his the lovers of his soul.
So you're gonna go make it on your own. You're gonna make it happen by yourself.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
New year, new me.
Okay. Listen. We got some exciting stuff coming. We got a website coming. We got merchandise coming.
We
got to. Oh, I ain't gonna even say it.
We're about to start putting our sayings on T-shirts because I've been seeing a whole bunch of people.
I ain't want to go there. But go ahead.
But yeah, I need you to work cite your words when you're referencing certain things because they surely came out of the mouth of Miss Najee.
Yes, it did.
You know how you got to put a quote next to whatever you say.
I don't like when people do that.
But we're happy to be influencers.
We're kind of a big deal.
Oh, come on. That's the energy I want.
We're kind of a big
Marquise, you're a big deal.
Maybe.
Now say it to me.
You're a big deal,
I
Jen.
know. I've been through this. Yeah, I've been through. Let's go. We gotta go.
Yeah.
So next week, episode 17.
We'll have a new topic. We'll put the comment in that wants you to the question in the comments that we want you guys to answer for this episode. Will be in episode 17. Same release date like we've been doing. Can't stop, won't stop. That's it. What it is. You see your arm out though, shoulder out. Paul White over here.
That's for him. That's watching.
Where is he at? Where's your joke at?
Let's go. Episode 17 next.
He's not even New Jersey. Bye.